have control. Breach in 5, 4, 3.
What's up, guys? I'm Uncle Freedom, coming to you on a glorious and well-deserved day off, and today we're going to take a bit of a different approach to a video. And the name of this video is Tools versus Talent. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stick around. It's sure to be a good time, and you're probably going to learn something, and you're going to end up more than likely at some point in this looking and being like, man, I do that. Because we're all kind of guilty of this in some vein. What it is exactly is pretty much only known to you, and you really don't know till you get exposed to it. If you're looking to support the channel, take a look down in the description box. There is a link that goes to my Linktree account where all of the affiliates of the channel exist. People like Dark Angel Medical, Warren, Coltac. If you were going to do it and you use those links, it helps the channel. Another great way to support the channel, even if you're not looking to buy anything, is just to like the video and share it. Because every time you like this, it tells the YouTube algorithm overlords to put this out to more people because whatever I'm doing is resonating with someone. So, tools versus talent. What do I mean by tools versus talent? Well, in the firearm and gear world, we are constantly inundated with, you need this, the new latest, greatest ShamWow, right? And we're always promised that it's going to make us lighter, better. It's PF flyers, for crying out loud. It'll make you jump faster, jump higher, run faster, last longer, with Big Red. I mean, that's what it is. And the reality of this is people get caught in chasing the Joneses, and they have to have the newest thing because they're hunting for. Because in their mind, if they have this newest piece, then it makes them somehow better. And a lot of people attach their self-worth to their items. A great example is the pistol lights. So this guy's clear. So like we look at pistol lights. You have guys that are Streamlight TLR1 gang and then Surefire X300. And to an extent, the TLR1 will smoke the X300. But you will hear people tell you that they would never run the TLR1 because it's X300, it's Surefire bust. Nothing's as good as Surefire. Surefire is American made, which is true. But how much of that is parroting what they've been told versus actually having hands-on experience with both items? Meaning that their talent level that they actually have doesn't actually match up to the tools that they're running. I will tell you, as someone that owns tons of lights, that the TLR1 will flat eat the X300 Ultra's lunch. But the X300 Ultra was never designed to throw. It was designed to light up a room. And if I want throw out of Surefire, I get a turbo. And there's nothing that touches the turbo. But that is a tools versus talent thing. If I am looking at a handgun mounted light and I never ever need to identify anything past 15 yards, there is zero chance on the planet that you need an X300 turbo. Because I will tell you that getting hit in the eyes with 1,000 lumens of light at 5 yards away or 10 yards away inside of a building hurts, regardless if it's got 60,000 candela or not. Tools versus talent. I spend most of my nights looking for people in dark places that don't want to be found. If I need to illuminate down an alley because that is where the guy with the gun is running, I need throw. So therefore, the situation I have would dictate that I would need a better light. It has nothing to do with internet cloud. That's where we get screwed. We're our own worst enemy. We really, really are. Another great example where I see this is in rifle optics. You see, I cut my teeth on the mil dot reticle, the standard mil dot reticle. I could do a lot of great work with that because I spent a lot of time on it. And you will hear people, and I have heard this said out loud, that nobody needs an EBR-7C from Vortex or a Hera reticle from Primary Arms or a Trimmer 3 reticle from Night Force. Nobody needs that because it's just too busy and you're going to get lost and you're going to do that. Maybe. But I will tell you that that is coming from a place of someone who doesn't understand the reticle. Because nobody that understands why the Trimmer 3 exists is going to tell you it's useless and it's too busy. Because that thing is basically a computer printed, like etched into glass. There is like nothing we can't do with a Trimmer 3 reticle. We could damn near tell you what tip you need to leave. Like, it is just a fantastic reticle. But when you hear things like that said, it's coming from a place of they don't understand it. And just because it's not the right option for you doesn't mean it's not the right option for someone else. But then you see people, and this is the one that gets me, is they will spend the money to buy this Night Force ATACR with the Trimmer 3 reticle because that's the hotness that was on TV, right? They buy it, they go to the range, they can't shoot with it because they are inundated with so much information in the glass that they're distracted and can't make good decisions. I say this in the precision rifle video where I talk about the fact that just because you have all of this crazy stuff attached to you that makes this easier, you don't necessarily have the skill set if things start falling apart. I would take the guy that can literally take a mil-dot reticle and knows how to use that thing all day long, because that guy is fast with his math, right? We even have a slide rule that goes to it called the mil-dot master. But I've always been shocked at when we hear people say these things. And we fall into this trap as gun people and gear people. Right now, one of the newest ones I have seen right now is the new Cry plate carrier. So Cry has released a new plate carrier that is completely modular, that has a chest rig that functions independently, and there's a backpack so you can run just the chest rig in the backpack, or the backpack is a part of the back panel. And then you've got the plate carrier itself, so you can expand this thing and conform it to whatever you need. 90% of the people that are going to buy all this crazy stuff work alone, so there's no need for you to have a back panel. But they do it because it's internet clout. And it's more about the tools than it is the talent to actually get anything done. So they spend an ungodly fortune. You know, there are 4 affirm payments or Sezzle payments. You know, behold, my completed collection of affirm payments. Like, that's the world they're living in. They are willing to spend all this money on this thing because it's new. When Spiritus released the Arctic Warfare version of their whole like split rig and shit, right? There were people; those things showed up within a week of release date for like $300 or $400 more, because people were gonna buy it. And the thing is, as Americans, we are consumers. That is literally what we're taught to do from a very young age. Everybody remembers, if you're old like me, the Sears wish book and the JCPenney wish book, where you got the catalog and you went dog-earing pages so that your mom would like get the hint looking through it that you really wanted this drum set that was in this back of this thing, or the newest Transformer, right? New video games or YouTube. Even me, I talk to you about going to affiliate links because I'm telling you that if you're going to consume it, I would appreciate it if you consumed it from those links so it helped me. That's the issue. We're consumers in America. We literally consume content, information, product at like a record-breaking level. And sometimes at like our own detriment with drugs and alcohol. We have that problem in this country. But gun people have a specific, and it's not just limited to gun people. I know drone guys, 3D printer guys, RC car guys, model guys, like they spend a freaking fortune because it's new. But we never actually stop. Like, it's the Jurassic Park statement. You get so caught up on whether or not you can, you don't stop to think if you should. So I would say, take a moment when looking at stuff. Do your research. Become an informed consumer. Don't do it because it's new and it looks cool, right? A great example of new and it looks cool, and I got the SIG 320 X Carry. This was the bee's knees when it came out because it came with the SIG Romeo 1 optic. Now, keep in mind, this was also like 5 years ago or whatever. Here's the problem. This pistol has no dovetailed in rear sight, which they fixed in a later generation. But me, being ecstatic about this because I'm a big SIG guy, I love the 226, the 229, I bought this. And ever since I've had it, I love the gun, but I've always hated that I don't have the ability to put rear sights in here, or the fact that this is like this ultra proprietary optic footprint that even SIG doesn't use. Like, I hate that. But that was me being a consumer without being fully informed and asking questions and admitting that you don't know things so that you can learn more. It was about the tool and not the talent behind it. You see this with rifles, man. Like, I know so many guys with $10,000 rifle setups that might put 1,000 rounds downrange a year. But I know guys with Palmetto States, Rugers, and everything else that are dropping 3, 4, 5,000 rounds a year. That dude will run circles around the dude with a $10,000 rifle, and he's not going to look as cool while he does it, but he's going to hit what the hell he's aiming at because he has talent. We also find ourselves in this trap of upgrading everything we can at any given point because the new version of it came out without realizing that we never actually hit the capacity of the piece that we had before. I went through several different plate carriers before I settled on the Scarab LT, but the main reason I bought the Scarab LT is because I had hit a point where I could no longer flex out the carriers I had to fill the role I needed them to fill. And the only way I was going to be able to fill that role was with a carrier that was better built from the ground up. Hence the Velocity Scarab LT. Solves all my problems. But that was made from a place of talent instead of just the tools side of it. You see the same thing. I have guys that tell me all the time on here, there's no way I'd ever spend $200 on a flashlight. $40 Streamlight works great for me. Here's the thing. That may be true for you. But we get this habit of telling people what they should and shouldn't do with their money, right? So let's look at this guy. So the EDC L1T from Surefire. This is a phenomenal everyday carry light. 500 lumens. I adore this light. If you told me, and I still carry this every day, even on shift, it's in my pocket. It is like my tertiary light. But if I had any inkling of a better than 50% chance that I was going to need to use my light in a searching or defensive mode, this is not what I'm going to pick, because I've spent enough time running this light that I know its limitations, and my skill set as a low light person far exceeds the capabilities of what I would like to get done with this light. Hence, you enter something like this, the Cloud Defensive, right? This is almost double the cost of this light. But I have the ability to use this if I needed to as a pseudo pistol light. I can get it out of my way and just run this and then maybe search with this one again while I've got something under control over here. I have way more battery capacity, a lot more light, a lot more throw. I know how to control people with light and make them do what I need them to do, or to disorient them, or whatever the case may be. Just jack up their OODA loop. But I can do it a whole lot more effectively with this than this, because my talent level as a low light shooter exceeds the capabilities of this light. That doesn't mean I can't make this work, but it means I'm a whole lot more effective with this. So you spend the money to upgrade that capability to put this in line with what I'm capable of doing. Versus this. I make this statement with knives all the time. Something like this. This is a Kershaw Blur from 2005. So I've had this knife for almost 20 years, if you can't tell. This is Sandvik 14N28. So this is a very basic stainless steel that has okay-ish edge retention. It won't rust. It's a great workable steel for most everyday carry knives. However, I know the limitations of this steel, but that also means that I know with something like this in crew wear steel, I'm going to have better edge retention. But I also have to understand that I'm going to chip this one far more than I'm going to chip this one. And I'm spending money for a capability that I may never actually utilize all of. And I'm doing it because I like steel. I like it. There's nothing wrong with spending your money on something that is far beyond your capability because you like it. As long as you're honest about the fact that you spent your money for this increased capability that is far beyond your skill set because you like it. Not because you are SEAL team operator as hell, okay? Like, that is not how this works. I mean, we are legitimately fish in this, man. If it's shiny, it makes noise. We're all about that crap. We will jump all over that. Gun people, gear people, they're the, I've never understood this, but I do understand it. Like, gun people are some of the most hardcore consumers. Like, we will sell a kidney for the newest cry pant. Even if it provides like zero benefit over the thing we're currently running, because it is the newest version of it. The problem lies when that newest version becomes your entire personality trait. I talk about this with people that hate cops just because the TV told them that cops are bad. If your entire personality trait is how much you hate cops, and that's all you got going for you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say to you. Like, form your own opinions. And another thing that we as gun people in this tools versus talent thing, and it was on brilliant display in the newest Wilson Combat video. I know this has been hit on a bunch. I'm still shocked that it came out of this guy's mouth. Here's the thing. I adore Ken Hackathorn. I love Masada Yu. They are fantastic people that have forgotten more about guns and gunfighting than I will probably ever know. However, when you make a video talking about how, when's the last time you needed this whiz-bang gadget on the end of your gun, right? That is, and then don't point it at your junk. It'll become a decocker. I know it's boomer humor, FUD lore. It was full FUD, and I don't understand it. But that was a perfect example of something that happens in the gun community that is pretty, it's not exclusive to us, but it happens a lot. And that is, we are so beholden to ideas of what is good that we will actually close ourselves from a better solution. We'll close ourselves off from a better solution because it's a new version of it, right? How many times have you heard of it? Ain't wood and blued steel. I don't want that plastic gun, right? That's a thing. But it's because they're so ingrained and that's how it is that they fail to see what technology's done over here. So you want to be a great steward of the Second Amendment, understand why you like where you like and what it's coming from, but also understand that the world is evolving without you and that you should do something about that and look into it and see if you can figure out how to get back on track so we don't end up making super cringy videos talking about a gun being a decocker because we don't agree with somebody appendix carrying. It's stupid. It was the dumbest video I have seen in a long time. It was, and then the whole, you don't need lights and all this gizmos on your stuff. Right. I told you, man, we're fish. If it's shiny, it makes noise and it flashes lights. We're all about it. However, I will tell you, as somebody that cleared room with a 65 lumen Surefire, I would have rather had the 1,000 lumen Surefire I have now any day of the week. Just because 65 lumens worked for me 20 years ago doesn't mean it will work for me today. Why would you ever choose something that is going to purposely handicap you and make you less effective because it worked for you back in the day? I don't care that it worked back in the day. Revolvers with a hammer down, single actions won a lot of gunfights in the Old West. We don't carry them anymore because it doesn't work as well as the new stuff. Don't be so dogmatic about what you believe in this world that you are willing to cut yourself off from improvements that could make you better. Again, tools, talent. Right? There's no shame in saying, I don't have that skill set. I would love to have it, but I can't speak on it because I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing. We have this thing within the gun community that we will literally sell a kidney part of our house and like our dog to buy a piece of equipment or lie about it to put it on the internet to impress people that we've never freaking met. And we will never meet. Half of them are going by a pseudonym. You don't even know their name. I go by a pseudonym. Don't do it to impress me. Do it because you're awesome. Right? If it works for you and it's stupid, it ain't dumb. Just saying. This whole mindset thing that I watch, and this just as good or how we used to do it thing, it's cancer. It's cancer and it's eating the new people and our ability to connect with people that maybe just have a different view than us. You know, it's that same thing where you see guys bash a dude because he spent his money on something you can't afford in a month of Sundays. Right? That's dumb. If he's got better financial sense or a better job and he did it, great, good for him. Now you go hustle and figure out a way to make it work on your end. But bashing a dude because he can do it is it's bad, man. It's stupid. It's and then the other side of this, and you see this a lot, is the cope side of this and the tools versus talent. It's the guy that will literally swear up and down that he's got 10,000 rounds through his Omni Polymer AR because it's just as good. You don't ever need to spend your money on anything more than that. No, it's just as good as that. I'd rather have this Omni with 5,000 rounds than that gun that never gets shot. That's true, right? I would rather you have a less expensive but reliable firearm that you can actually go vet, shoot ammo, and train and be a better gunman than I would for you to have a $5,000 rifle that you can't shoot because you didn't budget, you don't have any bullets, right? But sitting here and telling the whole world how this is dumb because we know you're full of crap because just by the standard, those things break. Like a lot, right? If you have a high point, your high point, while it may have never malfunctioned, is never going to be as good as a Glock or an MP or a SIG, right? Just don't die on that hill. Be like, this is what I have. This is all I can afford right now, but I'm working to be a better shooter and a better prepared individual, and I'm saving my money. What is the next option I should make? What should I be looking at to improve myself as my talents exceed my tool level? Don't buy the entry tool level and then complain to everybody that they have better tools and then say it's but they have better tools but no talent. Buy your tool, work it till your talent level exceeds that tool, and then upgrade that tool. That's going to make somebody mad. I also don't care. We need to be better as a whole, like with each other. Like we really do. So I always ask myself questions when it comes to rifles, plate carriers, handguns, all this stuff, right? If I'm going to change something, do I need this? A want is not a need, right? Do I physically need this? Does it provide a capability that I am in need of? Does it increase my current capabilities and augment them to be better? Because again, my talent level is at that threshold. Does this new thing exceed my talent level that I've earned and gives me a capability I didn't have? Does it do more or something other or better than something I currently have in my stuff? And have I reached the limit of what I currently run? Can I get no better with this? Do I need this upgrade to make myself better? If you're answering no to a lot of those questions, you probably should look more at investing in your own talent instead of the newest whiz-bang gadget that you found that they've told you is cool and you're afraid you're going to get bullied on the internet if you don't own. You know, when we break down rifles, like what do you really need on a rifle, right? You need a way to aim the thing. You need a sling to hold it to your body, and we need a white light on that thing. I understand that you're super excited and you had to have that B. Myers Mall because, it's internet clout. You don't have night vision. I've seen this happen. You don't have night vision. Why do you have a mall on your PSA? Dude, you screwed up, right? Tools versus talent. I'm glad you own that. Your gun doesn't make it through 2 magazines without choking. You screwed up, right? Own it, mess it up, sell that off, figure out your problems. You know, and we play the just as good game. Like, here's the thing with lights, man. I've talked about these, the new Streamlight Protex. They're great, right? For 99% of people, for a white light on a rifle, this is going to exceed the capabilities of what they're going to look to do for their life. But if you're me, this won't do it for everything. I need things that have 80 and 100,000 candela because that is where my skill level lies. You know, you see guys that You know, you want to buy something for your AR that's going to actually make you better, buy a better trigger. Don't buy a cassette trigger. Go buy like a Geisley 2-stage or a LaRue 2-stage or a Schmidt 2-stage. You can buy those for like $60. The Palmetto State Armory, like nickel boron 2-stage trigger, that's a Schmidt trigger. That's like a very basic bare bones 2-stage trigger. They're freaking awesome, and you're going to be able to do some really cool stuff with that trigger. You're going to see the benefit of having a better trigger in an AR, right? That you're going to. I also see the thing now where the guys go out and they spend $600-700, which I'm basically hypocritical here. I'm giving them crap for spending their money on this, but I'm giving them crap for spending their money on this because they do that, and then they buy the best placards and stuff they can find, and then they buy the cheapest freaking plate that they can locate. How cool that thing is doesn't matter if the bullet goes through the 1-inch foam border. Buy good plates. Upgrade your stuff as you go. Again, as your talent level exceeds the tools that you currently have. Don't chase the Joneses, because all you're going to end up with is a bunch of stuff and friendships you thought you made with people you'll never meet from the internet because you were afraid of getting bullied. There are things that are more important than gear. Your ability to handle your firearm, that is, shoot it accurately, diagnose problems, fix malfunctions, maintain that firearm. You should be at an almost autonomous level of manipulation with a firearm, right? I say that if I grab this and I stare at you, I can tell you that's this, I can do this, I can sit there and I can do this, I can lock this back. I can do all of these things without even looking at it, because my level of manipulation with this firearm is at a level that I can just do that stuff. That's more important than having a new pistol. Can you manipulate your old one? And then when we talk about plate carriers, chest rigs and stuff, yeah, it's fun to chase the Joneses on this. I have tons of different gear. But more important than like the color and the pattern and whether or not like the cool people you'll never meet from the internet think it's a cool plate carrier is, does it fit you well? Is it comfortable? Can it fulfill the needs that you have for it? And do you have plates in it? If you buy a solid plate carrier, like a good one from Faro or Spiritus or Cry or Velocity, you buy a good carrier, you put good plates in it, upgrade your crap as you go. Don't go out and put a full back panel on the back of your stuff for when you LARP alone at the range. You know why? Because you just spent $300 on a capability that you can't use. Again, tools versus talent. There's some common sense involved. So, guys, I had to have a rant in here somewhere eventually. And you guys got to hang out for it. So, guys, I am Uncle Freedom. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. If you've got comments, concerns, or what's your gripe, leave it down below. I read them all, even if I don't respond to you. Till next time, I'll see you later.